a lot of people seem to be completely unaware that Nier Automata is actually airing for this anime season. And there's already been like 2 episodes that's come out, and graphically, like looking at the animation and art, it looks incredible. Music is on point. I mean, the story progression seems to be on point. And I sat down today and I was just like, you know what? I completely forgot that this anime even existed, or at the very least had a season 2, or at least part 2 supposed to air this season. I made a post here saying, keeping it real, completely forgot Nier was even airing right now. And if you take a look just at this comment section alone, you can see that, yeah, a lot of people has legitimately forgotten that Nier even existed as an anime. And a lot of people were under the impression that the anime was already over. Like, you know, there was nothing left in Nier to adapt. But obviously, just taking a look at, like, the date here, like, literally this aired on the 19th of July this year. It's just, yeah, it's still coming out. But a lot of people think it's over because if we take a look at, like, my anime list, you know, of Nier Automata, you will see that even in the background information, they talk about how it was just continuously delayed thanks to COVID. And I made a lot of videos discussing this last year, talking about just not just, you know, Nier getting delayed, but there was just a bunch of anime that, you know, A-1 Pictures, but also Aniplex was working on and being producers of, and there was just so many things that was continuously being delayed, and as more and more information came out, it was basically very clear that COVID-19 was more or less an excuse, but it was more or less just bad planning and just, like, time management behind the scenes with the production committee and, you know, Aniplex, etc. But not getting into that point. The point is that Nier was absolutely devastated in terms of audience, because it's like, when you have most of the anime community not even knowing, like, obviously my posts don't properly, you know, showcase the entire broad scope of the anime community, but I do think that it is very odd, because Nier is a very high-profile, you know, series. It's not a small project by any means. Nier is beloved by millions of people around the world, not just because 2B has a yacht, but, you know, just a legitimately good story. And, you know, Yoko Taro is a really good, you know, writer, and people just, you know, they love Nier. They love it. And the fact that the anime is just legitimately not bad. Like, I mean, once again, you're taking a look at the visuals here. The anime is not bad. It looks really good visually. And, I mean, look at the action sequences and stuff. It's not bad. I mean, they even throw in the fan service for those that obviously love, you know, 2B. Yoko Taro would be proud. But the point is that, like, nobody's talking about it, because it's like, with all the constant delays and, like, just the whole excuse of using COVID-19 as the reason why it was continuously delayed, you know, I feel like people just gave up, like, lost interest. They gave up and just didn't care for it anymore. And then a lot of people assumed when it came back, like, you know, last year or whatever, that it probably was finishing and it was not going to come back. But then you take a look here at, you know, my anime list, there legitimately is a part 2 that's supposed to be another 12 episodes to kind of finish off Nier and complete the story. Now, will it properly adapt everything? We'll see where that goes. But I feel like a lot of people just don't even know of the existence of this right now. And that's so unfortunate. It is extremely unfortunate. I don't know if it's because it's just there's a lack of, let's say, interest for Nier, which I doubt. I mean, especially since, like, you factor in, like, a month or 2 ago, we had the whole conversation with, like, Stellar Blade, and everybody talking about it and drawing comparisons with, like, Nier and 2B. So it's like, when you factor that in, I don't think that there is a lack of interest for Nier. I more or less think that it's a lack of advertisement for the anime, and just the damage of the delays did to the anime in general. Because it's like, people I saw in my comment section actually pointed this out. Oh, this is a completely different post. I'll get into this in a second, don't worry. But if you look at my comments, someone pointed out, if delays means better quality, then it doesn't hurt the series at all, in my opinion. I like this post, but I do think this is something that needs to be talked about. And that is the fact that, yes, the delays were there to make sure the quality of the anime is better. And I think just fundamentally, looking at just, like, you know, what this, you know, little showcasing of, you know, what they did here, jokes aside, I mean, it's very clear that, yeah, the delays did help. It definitely helped Nier's overall, I guess, art quality and animation, etc. But the thing is despite those delays, it doesn't change the fact that audiences and anime fans in general don't want to wait. It's the truth. It is absolutely the truth. Because you factor in anime seasons. Every anime season has, like, 30, maybe even more anime that airs each individual season. And when you realize all of that, you're like, yeah, you know, people will eventually just forget about like Nier because they're going into the next big thing. Either it be JJK or it be it's now Alia speaks her feelings in Russian, or you have like Oshinoko. You just always have the next thing that comes out, and anime fans are always moving on to the next series that's a part of that anime season to talk about, and they're not necessarily trying to think about something that has been delayed continuously, because if it's continuously delayed and it becomes very inconvenient to watch, people are not going to want to stick around. That's the truth. I mean, I'm going to be completely blunt with you. I fell off of Nier's anime after the delays. I did. And when I sat down today and I thought about it, I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, that's actually crazy, because I took a peek, seeing where we're at with the story, and the story's not doing too bad and everything. I think they're adding on a few things, etc. And it's obviously its own thing, because it's, an anime adaptation, but it's like, wow. And so I feel like it's very unfortunate that this had to happen to a series like Nier, because obviously how beloved of a franchise it is. But on top of that, it really just goes to show something like 86 doesn't always happen and work out well, because it's like, to kind of cross-comparison this, I'm just going to pull it up here. Basically, A-1 Pictures, they are responsible, obviously, for Soul Leveling, and, they were responsible for Mashal, they were responsible for, obviously, what we have right now with Nier, and then they also worked on, 86. And the thing about 86 is, and here, I'm going to just pull up its page here, is that this is a very beloved franchise. I feel like the cult following of this is absolutely insane. Like, there's so many people that love, 86. But it faced so many issues, so many delays, and it was like the canary in the mine situation before everything really went to like hell with other A1 Picture projects and Aniplex projects, and it's just like, there was constant delays, but despite that, the fan base stuck around because the story was really good. People were wanting to see where the story was going to go. It was amazing. But I don't know why. But it could have been because of the circumstance of the environment at that time, because it was, we didn't see as many delays as often at that time, and I feel like the anime environment, it didn't have a crazy, crazy amount of anime that was just super good and high production at the time, and so everybody was looking forward to 86. But you factor in Nier, you starting it off where it has a production that obviously, I believe at the beginning, people were already criticizing it from some differences with its anime adaptation from, like, the source material. I feel like that's also the underlying reason why people probably fell off the series. With that, to the delays, it just seemed like maybe more or less just interest in the anime overall died, when technically it should have been there. This should have been a dream come true for Nier fans, and I'm a huge Nier fan. Like, straight up, I want to be blunt with you. I will put Nier, if I'm not counting the Souls series, or Disgaea, I would say Nier is top 2, top 3 of my favorite games of all time. It's amazing. And I'm not just saying that because of the fan service of 2B. It's a point, but I like the story. I like the combat. I like the RPG elements that's there. Everything about it. It's really good. And this anime seemed like it would be a dream come true, but just to see it flop and not a lot of people talk about it, it's honestly unfortunate. It's very sad. I really hope more people talk about this series. I hope that this video I am making brings attention to Nier, and more people are willing to make content or give it another chance, give it another shot and watch, because it is a really good series, and I feel like a lot of people that even haven't played the games, this might be their first entry point into Nier and be like, huh, this is actually pretty cool and all that, and even the music literally is from the game as well, so it's just like, yeah. But getting into this post, which I showed earlier, let's explain this one for a second. So, you might have heard about the ongoing memes when it comes to Twitter, where it's like you have the translation gotcha. For instance, you'll have a random Japanese post, and you see the translation under it, and when you click this translation, you don't know if you're ever going to get something incredibly wholesome, or you're going to get something incredibly unhinged. And in this case, this post is now making the rounds today, thanks to the episode that came out, and this was the first time I've even seen a Nier post, and it's funny, this is the first post I've seen anyone mention besides what I made today, and it's just like, when you click translate, it's hilarious that this is literally, out of all this dialogue here, that was the only thing that translated. It's just like, how did this many words translate just to that? That's insane. But, getting back into the point, though, yeah, I wanted to give Nier some love. I wanted to shout it out. I might try to catch up completely with this series, like watch all the episodes, do a video or something, and start making more weekly videos on Nier, because I feel like the series needs some love, and, you know, I love talking about Nier, and having an excuse to talk about it is definitely something I would love to do. So, yeah, anyways, be safe, stay healthy, and I love you guys. Chibi out.